Let's talk about the root causes of parasites. You could do a parasite cleanse and get the parasites cleansed out of your system, but at the end of the day, if you're not addressing the root cause of why you're getting parasites in the first place, then they're going to continue to come back. So let's talk about some ways that you can address the root cause. So the reason why we get parasites is because our stomach acid is too low and our stomach is not able to fight off the parasites. One of the main reasons why our pH levels get low in our stomach has to do with our toxicity levels that we're exposed to. I found out recently that I had chronic lead exposure. I was drinking out of some vintage 70s water glasses that were painted with these pretty flowers on the outside. And it turns out those pretty flowers were painted with lead paint. And I was drinking out of them for a year and a half. So meanwhile, during that year and a half, I started having all kinds of crazy symptoms. My hair broke off and was falling out. I had severe brain fog. For 2 months towards the end, before I started detoxing, I got so dizzy, I couldn't even walk straight. I couldn't drive. It got really, really bad. I got tested for the lead to see how bad it was, and it was pretty high. But through the testing, I actually discovered that I had even higher levels of mercury. So I started researching. I also worked with my naturopathic doctor, and I found that most heavy metal detoxes were either unsafe or they didn't work. There are pharmaceuticals that you can take to chelate heavy metals out of your body, and they're called radioactive pharmaceuticals. And if you go to a doctor, that's what they're going to prescribe if they find that you've had lead poisoning, for example. Well, through my research, I found all these studies that showed how the radioactive pharmaceutical actually destroyed your cells and your DNA and did all of this horrible damage to your body. And so I was not thinking that I wanted to go that route. So, okay, what other options are there? So I started looking at all the natural options, and I found that most heavy metal detoxes out there use what is called a weak binder. So a binder is the compound that is charged, it's magnetic, and it's what's pulling the heavy metal out of your system in the first place. Well, a lot of these detoxes have a weak binder, which means it'll pull the metals out of your tissues, but once they get to your gut, they'll break down very easily. Then all of a sudden the binder's broken down, you've got all these heavy metals in your gut. Now you've got all these detox symptoms. The heavy metals don't get out of your body. They're in your gut and they recirculate through your liver and your bile and cause all of these issues. And I actually had that happen a few years back and didn't know it. I had been doing these weaker detoxes in the past, and they were just recirculating through my gallbladder, and my gallbladder became horribly inflamed, and I ended up having surgery to get it removed because I was so sick that I couldn't eat for about 6 months. So I did a bunch of research to find if there was any natural detoxes out there that had a stronger binder. And I came across this product, and it was sort of serendipitous because I got an invite to a group where they were talking about it, and I didn't know any of the people in the group. I don't even know how I got invited. But I started reading about it and researching it myself and found that this might potentially be the answer. So the product that I was looking at, it's called zeolite. And zeolite is a natural compound that's created when volcanic ash meets with seawater. So when there's a volcanic eruption and it hits the sea, it creates this really cool honeycomb-shaped compound that's naturally negatively charged. And because it's naturally negatively charged, and all of the toxins that end up in our body and all the heavy metals and everything are all positively charged, this zeolite acts as a magnet and pulls them out, right? And that's what a binder is supposed to do. Well, this binder has been tested specifically, and it's much, much stronger than anything else that I was looking at. It takes up to 800 degrees before it starts to break down. So obviously you're not going to have 800 degrees inside your body. You're going to be okay. Like, it's not going to break down. I looked into different zeolite products just to cover my bases, and here's what I found. There are synthetic zeolite products on the market, but they don't bind as well as the natural zeolite. So they're similar to the other detoxes where they're going to break apart in your gut and recirculate through your system again. So I looked more into the natural zeolite, and the thing that I found about the natural zeolite is that you have to be really careful what kind you get or what brand you get, because not all of the companies are looking at the safety of the zeolite. And the reason why you have to think about the safety is because zeolite in nature, because it's such a strong negative charge, it automatically attracts heavy metals out in nature. So if you're taking natural zeolite, you could potentially be taking heavy metals in with it if you're not working with a company who knows what they're doing. So you have to find a company who not only cleanses the zeolite to get everything out of it, make sure it's completely pure, but then they turn around and third-party test it to make absolutely sure that it's pure and there's nothing in it. So I found a company that does that, and I actually reached out to them and asked them for their reports on like all the third-party testing that they did, and they sent me links and put me at ease as far as that's concerned. And I read through all the testimonials, and they were all amazing. So when I got on the product, I went ahead and bought the 2-pack detox system and started taking it. I started feeling so much better. All of a sudden, the brain fog lifted. My energy levels started to rise. The fatigue was gone. You know, all of the symptoms, the dizziness was gone. That was the biggest thing, is that I couldn't function because of the dizziness, and it was gone. So I have been sharing it with everybody that I can talk to. I've been shouting it from the rooftops, like, oh my God, you guys got to check out this product. So I just wanted to hop on tonight and share my story with you, let you know about this really cool product that I've been using. I actually got so excited about it that I signed up to be an affiliate. So they gave me like some discount codes to share too. So if you guys are interested in more information, or you want the link to try the products at a discount, let me know, comment down below, and I will shoot that over to you. And otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing night, and we'll talk to you soon.